Hello and welcome back to the channel. This is Zip here, dropping some more information on this crypto asset space and where we're going. Macro picture again is what we're looking at today. We're going to look at XRP wallets. We're going to talk about this journey that we're on in the path. We also have some huge news coming out of the ECB of the transformation of the financial system. Remember, the macro picture, this thing is huge of what is going on. I hope everyone is doing fantastic out there. I hope you're staying calm, you're collected, you understand the assets that you hold, non-emotional and not paying attention to the markets. They're down a little bit, we get it, but we are getting ready to jump on top of a rocket ship that is going to launch with full boosters. All right, we're going to talk about the DTCC as well and some other relationships out there with Stellar and XLM. But before we get into everything, again, remain safe, stay away from the scammers, lock your system down, lock that perimeter down, enable 2FA on all of your accounts, lock your SIM cards down. Go back to the other videos that I've deep dived a little bit more into with that. Be safe. The scammers are out there. Now, how about wallets? XRP wallets, specifically with over 10,000 XRP in them. They have surged 220% over the last couple years. Congratulations to many of you. If you are brand new in this environment, nothing I say is financial advice, but we're dollar cost averaging into these assets like XRP that are transformational, that can provide a future of profit for us, that can change the trajectory of our lives and generations. But those XRP wallets out there are building up. All right, 10,000 XRP. That's a good clip. That's a nice bag. I don't talk about how much of something you need to hold because I don't know where this asset class is going except for up. But again, in the evaluation, when we're looking at these assets, we want to look at what is going on across the board. The businesses, the companies like Ripple, like Stellar, that are developing these products, the growth of the wallets out there, the liquidity coming into the markets, the laws that are being changed. That is what cements our focus and confidence in this environment. And we're seeing that growth across the board in many of these great assets. If you're brand new, you're absolutely early. We haven't even begun to see what is going to happen in this environment, in my opinion. You know, you have to stay and travel on that hard road. You know, the path to success is very, very narrow. You have to go against the grain many times. Many of you have been holding on to these assets for years. You've listened to the naysayers. You've listened to the doubters about Bitcoin in its early inception, about XRP, XLM, HBAR, utility, tokenization. You've gone upstream, and that is what is going to allow many of you to succeed. But you have to hold on. You have to have that confidence and that mindset, that change. You have to literally run towards the fear. When everybody else is feared and everybody else has doubt, that's what you run to. Now, that doesn't always mean that you're going to win, but 9 times out of 10, that's exactly what will happen. You know, success breeds success. Put yourself in an environment away from the noise. Read, research, listen to content. Understand the whole environment, study it, because 99% of the people, this asset class is still very, very immature and young with the amount of folks that truly understand it and have that vision. You, if you are listening to this, you are meant to be here. It was created for you. You saw something in it and you took it, and you continue to fight against SEC lawsuits, against significant drops in your portfolios. Do not get fudded out. Flip the switch and ignore the noise, because the future is so very bright, so very exciting with what is going on. And that's the point of this content and what I try to bring, to give you that larger purview in the picture of where we are going and how blessed you can be if you make the right decisions, if you set up your systems and you understand exit strategies and how to exit. Caleb and Brown as an example, the link's in the description. If you're looking and you're understanding the bigger picture, that's where we are going. Now, with that, also, big news coming out of the ECB. Props to Ginfinity and King Solomon out there. And I'm going to deep dive on this a little bit more. But, you know, he's an excellent researcher, and he found another document out there that solidifies, that gives us the proof that we are looking for about ISO 222 and those assets that are compliant. I did another video a few days ago. The tokens themselves are not ISO, they're compliant. They will work in a compliant messaging environment that translates to the tokenization of everything. I don't even think we can grasp how big this is, but there's an ECB document out there, document 1374. It's a change request that is discussing these digital assets and how they are going to utilize them. You know, the European finance system is being upgraded to support digital assets that are compliant with ISO 222. You know, T2, real-time gross settlements, their system that supports 43,000 banks, is designing an infrastructure to bring in these digital assets, these cryptos that are compliant, to upgrade the data fields and recognize, you know, and recognize how to tokenize real-world assets and financial instruments and blockchain, you know, evaluate blockchain addresses within the system that are moving money, moving assets, transactions, payments, quadrillions and quadrillions of dollars out there, ladies and gentlemen. That's the big picture. That's what you're invested in. That is the technical stack. Remember, I say it all the time, you own the software. That is going to move and harness all the power and move everything across cross-border payments with XRP, with XLM. You know, it's creating an interoperability environment for cross-border payments. My belief, there will not be one token that solves all of these problems, because they are finitely looking at different environments and focusing on different parts of the system. They will be interoperable. They will work with each other. Yes, XRP, going to be huge in my opinion. XLM, going to be big in my opinion. Hedera, as we grow and this system matures, is going to be large. XDC with trade finance, big. SHX, again, a sleeper in my opinion, working on real-time settlements. ACH transfers at the business level, at the infrastructure level. Remember, these institutions like Ripple, they're looking at the big picture. They're not so much looking at retail. However, the businesses and the institutions that they are supporting will support the retail environment. Wall Street being transformed with tokenization. We know BlackRock, Larry Fink, looking towards tokenization as the big flip of the switch moment to absolutely modernize this system. So much is coming. Another video out there that I was watching, discussing Stellar and the DTCC relationship and their partnership there, which more news, as I heard, will be coming out at the Meridian event, which is Stellar's, event that they host annually. We've seen the trademark documentation within the DTCC with Mr. Donnelly, who came from securitized environment, now running the DTC environment, showing assets like XLM, XRP, and others implemented in the fabric of the DTCC system. All of these players are going to be involved, and you have the opportunity, if you can hold on and keep the mindset on lock and not worry about the ups and downs in this risky environment, in this volatile environment. Remember, my opinion, as we start to scale in utility in this environment, and that utility comes in, I believe the environment will not be as volatile. Will there still be ups and downs? Absolutely. But are we going to see the dramatic drops from, of 50% of our portfolios of the environment? No, because I don't think the financial infrastructure will support that. Everything is changing. We're going to keep bringing you all the content I can possibly bring you with an attitude of gratitude. We're blessed with an attitude of staying focused like a laser of where we're going. That finish line that you are looking for. Remember, for some, Lamborghinis, big houses, those things, those possessions really don't define the success. They're just an object that show and demonstrate that people like the bling bling to look at them out there, but they don't show what you have been through, the grit, the solitude of taking some risk in these environments and going through and being beat up day in, day out, year after year, but still seeing that finish line, the end, whatever that may be for you, whatever it may mean for you and your families. Please keep that in sight as the markets do what the markets do. Stay non-emotional. I appreciate everyone out there. Please hit those likes, the subscriptions. You'll get the notifications. We're going to continue to build. We've got more things coming in the future with regards to the channel, with regards to the environment, to help out everyone out there as much as possible. Remember, we're early. You're still early. If you're brand new, continue to dig in, continue to learn, continue to find folks that you resonate with so that it keeps you on track. Have a fantastic rest of your day, rest of your evening, and until next time, Zip is out.